From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your Evening Update.
American Door Company has been family-owned and operated for over 29 years, supplying Northern California with quality garage doors, garage door openers, and installed with the best service you'd expect from a locally owned company. We serve all of Northern California from Willows all the way to the Oregon state line. Give us a call today.
Well, we're still looking at those hot temperatures here throughout the week, but at least we're not dealing with the heat wave we saw over the weekend. Also, those hazy and smoky skies. Many of you in the Redding area and really many parts of Northern California have been experiencing that smoke and even the smell of smoke in the air. Now, if you kind of look at downtown Redding here, you might see a little bit of that haze out there, but it's just so bright the camera really kind of has a hard time picking that up. But we take a look at the forecast for smoke, and we're going to take you through the night tonight and into tomorrow. So there's going to be some relief, but then as we go into the overnight hours, what's going to happen is, a lot of times what happens is the smoke kind of settles in a lot of those inland valleys and those mountain valleys as well. So we tend to see that. We also see some of that make its way into the valley as well. Now, when you start to see these colors here, these white and grays and a little bit of that yellow, that's basically going to be kind of the hazy conditions. You start seeing more oranges and reds and deeper reds. That's when you start getting more of that dense smoke. So we're really mainly just seeing haze. Looks like some thicker haze as you head out into Humboldt County. And then we go through the day on Tuesday, and you'll notice here, even going to 8 p.m. on Tuesday, we're just looking at some light haze for many of us in the valley, and some of that haze and a little bit more dense smoke closer to the fire out in Del Norte County. That's Tuesday night. So again, we're still seeing some of that smoke in the area because of the flat fire in southwestern Oregon. So here's the deal. We've got above average highs all week long and looking at a warming trend that will peak on Friday. In fact, we could get upwards of about 110 degrees for some of the warmest spots in the valley. So quite a warming trend, not a major heat wave by any stretch of the imagination. Now, the highs will drop again later this weekend into next week, but still most likely right around or just above normal for this time of the year. So that summer heat's kind of kicked in, and it doesn't look like it's really going anywhere anytime soon. So your planner for your Tuesday, again, those temperatures dropping slightly. Now the normal high for Redding is about 101, so we'll just be slightly above that here for your Tuesday. And then we take you into the mountains, temperatures in the low to mid 90s for places like Mount Shasta, Etna, and El Turris. And we take you off into the eastern mountains in the mid to upper 90s for your daytime highs there. So your temperature trend, as I mentioned, the normal high for Redding is about 101. So we'll be just slightly above that here for your Tuesday and Wednesday. But then notice on Thursday it goes up even higher on Friday. That's the peak. And then temperatures tend to dip again to right around normal by the beginning of next week. So the heat that we saw over the weekend, that's going to be back over the desert southwest here over the next couple of days. And that's why our temperatures are starting to drop. But as we go into Thursday, Friday, through the weekend, that heat will expand northward again, and that's when we start to see those temperatures increase. Now, even though the main bubble of heat is not right on top of us, it's still going to be hot pretty much any way you look at it. And we're still watching these storm systems ride to our north, and in a sense that is suppressing that heat a bit, which is the reason why we're not seeing any major heat waves move through the area. Now, you can see the monsoon moisture that we did see about 24 hours ago, but now that's all shifted off to the east, and we are not going to be looking at any more thunderstorms in the area. And in fact, you can see some of those clouds coming in later this week, but overall, most of that monsoon moisture, you can see these clouds with that monsoon moisture mainly to our south and east. However, I am seeing that by the end of this upcoming weekend, this will be approaching a little bit closer. But bottom line, it doesn't look like we have a direct hit of a lot of that monsoon moisture over many parts of Northern California, which means, again, we don't see any thunderstorms in the forecast anytime soon. So here's what it looks like for tonight. You got mainly clear skies and mild. Temperatures dropping down into the low 70s for the valley. Upper 50s to low 60s here for the higher elevations. As we take you to tomorrow, yeah, another hot day, but again, just barely over 100 degrees for many of us in the valley for your Tuesday, so not that bad for this time of the year. 80s and 90s as you head into the higher elevations. So let's take a look at your 7-day forecast. And again, I was talking about that temperature dropping a tad. So we're in the low 90s for Mount Shasta City for tomorrow and Wednesday. But notice as we go into Thursday and then through the weekend, we're in the mid to upper 90s, but not quite reaching touching that triple-digit mark. So this is what I was talking about. No major heat waves, despite the fact that we are going to see quite an increase in those temperatures, especially by the time we get into Friday. In fact, Friday for Redding about 110 degrees, and then temperatures dropping again. We're back down to 102 for Monday. Now for Chico, there are going to be days this week and really over the next 7 days where we will just dodge that triple-digit mark, like Wednesday, for example, and even Monday of next week.